Hello, everybody. Yoko 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 17-9 Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the 14-12 Florida Marlins. This is game 2 of a 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Marlins. Dodgers took the first game. Marlins looking to see if they are able to tie the series up. Who's going to take game 2? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off, the shortstop, Rafael Foucault. Batting second, the left fielder, Andre Ether. Batting third, the right fielder, Matt Kemp. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the second baseman, Jeff Kent. Batting fifth, the catcher, Russell Martin. Batting sixth, the first baseman, James Loney. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Andrew Jones. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Blake DeWitt. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Chad Billingsley. On the mound for the Marlins, it is Scott Olson. Olson will come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 5.91. He's got 1 win and 1 loss. He's pitched 32 innings, allowed 30 hits, 16 strikeouts, and 7 walks. We're here at Dolphin Stadium, which gives a +4 to strikeouts, nothing to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, Rafael Foucault makes his way up into the batter's box. He's batting at .363, and we're ready for the first pitch. And it's a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a split result. Now, a split result off of the pitcher card, you're going to take a look at the batter card and see if the batter is left or right-handed. In this case, Rafael Foucault is a switch hitter, so he's batting right today. So we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash, and that is a blank. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, double star 2. We come up into the double star line, and that's the auto outline. And that's going to be a fly ball back out there to the left field. Gonzalez will get underneath it. Makes the catch and puts one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Florida Marlins. Out there, and Gonzalez will be in left field, as Mongia will be in center. Hermania will be in right. Going around the horn, we've got Cantu on third. Ramirez will be at short. Ugria will be on second. Helms will be on first. Roberto will be behind the plate. And Olson is on the mound. Andre Ether batting all the threes today, batting at .333, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, range play at the ballpark. So, range play, that means, first of all, we're going to check the first number of the defense. And at the ballpark with the @ symbol, when the @ symbol comes up as a result off of the pitcher card, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. So in this case, this play will be resolved using the Dolphin Stadium card. And that is going to be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5, fly ball back there to Gonzalez. His range is on a 1-2. Gonzalez runs back for it, makes the catch in his range, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away, and that'll bring up Matt Kemp. Kemp batting a .343, 2 up, 2 down. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank, and we consider that a blank right now because Olson has not faced his allotted number of batters. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Fly ball back out there to center field as Mongia sees it, gets underneath it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Marlins retire the Dodgers in order, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Florida Marlins. Leading off the shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. Batting second, the second baseman, Dan Uglia. Batting third, the right fielder, Jeremy Hermania. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Jorge Cantu. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Luis Gonzalez. Batting sixth, the catcher, Mike Robalto. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Wes Helms. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Alfredo Asmangia. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Scott Olson. On the mound for the Dodgers, it's going to be Chad Billingsley. Billingsley will come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 1.95. 2 wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 27 2/3 of an inning, allowed 17 hits, 41 strikeouts, and 12 walks. And with that, Hanley Ramirez, batting a .327, makes his way up into the batter's box. We're ready to start the home half of the first inning. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. And we're going to start the bottom half of the inning with a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. Split result off of the pitcher, off of the batter card. Same thing if it was off of the pitcher card. We're going to take a look at the split, and we see that Chad is a right-handed pitcher. So we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash, and that's going to be a fly ball back there to Kemp. Kemp's range is on a 1-3. It's a 1. Kemp will make the catch. And he had a hustle there. He's 7 for 8 on his range plays. And let's take a look at the starting defense for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ether will be out there in left field. Jones will be in center. Kemp will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got DeWitt on third. Foucault will be at short. Kent will be on second and Lonely at first. Martin will be behind the plate. And Billingsley will be on the mound. Dan Uglia batting a .326. Here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a strikeout. Now remember, we add 4 to the strikeout range. That makes it a 17. So 1 to 17, we take a look at the blue die. That's a 17. In range, struck him out. And that'll be 2 away. And next up will be Jeremy Hermania. Hermania batting a .286. And the pitch. And that'll be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4 at the ballpark. So we're going to go to Dolphin Stadium. And that'll be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5. Power hit to Ether. So on a power hit, on a 1-4, it's a single. 5-11, it's a double. 12-14, it's a triple. It's a 5, and that's going to be good for a double. Smacks a double, and that'll put Hermania on. Keeps the inning alive for the Marlins. And that'll bring up Jorge Cantu. Cantu batting a .256. Now, when we have runners on base, we do roll for strategy. So the strategy roll is a 9. No strategy for the Marlins. They are going to stand pat. Here's the pitch to Cantu. And that'll be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4. It's going to be a ground ball to second base. Kent will make the catch there. throws it over to Lonely for the out, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Marlins do leave 1 stranded. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. It's going to be Jeff Kent, Russell Martin, and James Lonely due up for the Dodgers. Jeff Kent batting a .238. And that'd be a 1-5, column 1, row 5, double question mark. Now, double question mark off of the picture card. That is the only thing we do follow when that comes up. And that'll be a double star on a 1 to 14. The 17 is too high. So outside of the range for that, and that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That'll be a double out there in the right field. So Kent will get a double. Armenia goes chase it, brings it, picks it up quickly, throws it to Dan, who will make the catch there, and that'll hold Kent at second. Infield at normal depth, and that's going to bring up Russell Martin. Martin batting a .385. Strategy roll is a 10. The Dodgers are going to stand pat. And here is the pitch to Martin. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 9, the 17 is too high. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That's a pop-up down the third baseline. Cantu will get underneath it, makes the catch, and puts 1 away. James Lonely batting a .268. Strategy rolls a 14. Dodgers standing pat. And here's the pitch. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. Possible error on a throw. Now, on an error check, we're going to check the number in the brackets here. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. And that'll be a ground ball to second base. Dan will make the catch there. His error range is on a 1 to 5. It's a 20. No error there. And that'll be an out at first. However, runners will advance on balls hit to first, second, or the catcher. So Kent will go to third. And the Dodgers now have a runner 90 feet away. And with 2 outs and a runner on, we do add a +1 to the base run rating. That's going to bring up Andrew Jones. Jones batting a .220. Strategy rolls at 18. Dodgers are going to stand pat. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Double question mark. Double star on a 1 to 14. The 17 is too high. And that'd be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, double star 5. Fly ball back there to Gonzalez. Doesn't have to move as it goes plop right into his glove. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Dodgers leave one stranded 90 feet away from home. We go to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Luis Gonzalez, Mike Roberto, and Wes Helms due up for the Marlins. Luis Gonzalez batting a 184. And the pitch. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 10, the 15 is too high. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Ground ball to the shortstop. Foucault will get that, throws it to Lonely. And that'll be out number 1. Mike Roberto batting a 178. And the pitch. 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 14. That is a 10. In range. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 up, 2 down. And next up, it's going to be Wes Helms. Helms batting a 258. And that'd be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, strikeout plus. Now, And a strikeout plus, we add 10 to the strikeout range, plus the modifier for the strikeout. So in this case, it's going to be a +4. We add a +14 to Helms' strikeout range. And that makes it a 1 to 27. That is a 2. And that'll strike him out looking. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on as the Dodgers retire the Marlins 1-2-3 after 2. We're tied at 0. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's going to be Blake DeWitt, Chad Billingsley, and Rafael Foucault due up for the Dodgers. Blake DeWitt batting a .238. And that'd be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. And that'll be a base hit out there in the right field. So DeWitt will get on with a base, will lead off with a base hit. Next up, that's going to bring up the pitcher, Chad Billingsley. Billingsley, no average just yet. However, strategy rolls a 19. And with that, it is going to be a bunt. It is a bunting strategy. So with a bunt rating of a 2 on a 12 to 19, it's going to be a sac play. Infield, excuse me there. Infield, by the way, is at double play depth. And when the infield comes to double play depth, all ranges are -1. Ground double play rating will get a +1. And the base run rating on 3rd gets a -1. And that is going to be a 4-2, sorry, column 4, row 2. It's a range play. And unsuccessful range play by Wes Helms on that. Great bunt. Everybody is safe with a single. So on a 4, it'll go to Helms. 12 means he's safe on a range of 1. So with that, they'll have runners on 1st and 2nd. We go to the top of the order. Rafael Foucault, no outs, runners on 1st and 2nd. The infield still at double play depth. Foucault batting he's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 9. Dodgers are going to stand pat. And that'd be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. Double star off the picture card. Now, double star off the picture card, if you're playing the physical cards and dice game, you're going to take 1d6 and you're going to roll it, and that'll determine what the auto out will be. Here in the PC game, it'll randomly choose it for you. And that's going to be a fly ball out there to center field as Mongia will get underneath it. Makes the catch. We're going to check to see if any of the runners will advance. DeWitt on 2nd. And with that, on an F8, we subtract 1. As Mongia subtracts 1 due to his arm, that makes his base run rating a 0. And the die roll is a 6, and the rule says if 1d6 less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. In this case, he will hold. One out, runners still on 1st and 2nd. That's going to bring up Andre Ether. Ether is 0 for 1 today. Strategy rolls a 17, and the Dodgers are going to stand pat, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, double star, fly ball back there to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will make the catch. That'll be out number 2, and once again, now this time on balls hit to an F7, we subtract 2, but we add a +1 for Gonzalez's arm, so we're actually adding a 1 to that. That is a 1, the die roll is a 2, And with that, DeWitt will hold. And next up, it's going to be Matt Kemp. Kemp is 0 for 1. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Strategy roll is an 8, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5. Possible error on a ground ball. Whose error range are we checking? And that'd be a 5-4. Column 5, row 4. Double star 5. Fly ball back there to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And the Dodgers will strand a pair. And we go to the bottom of the third. It's going to be Alfredo Esbangia, Scott Olson, and Hanley Ramirez due up for the Marlins. Alfredo batting a .250, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-7. The 9 is too high, so no walk there. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a double out there into left field. And with that, Alfredo will lead off with a double. Next up, it's going to be Scott Olson. Olson, no average just yet. No average for him yet on that. So, here we go. Olson. Strategy roll is a 6. Marlins are going to stand pat on that. The infield's at normal depth. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-5, that is a 2, and that's going to be good for a walk. So no outs, and that'll leave runners on first and second, and we go to the top of the order. Here's Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez is 0 for 1 today. Strategy roll is a 16. The infield's at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. It's a wild pitch. On a 1-11, it's a wild pitch. 12-13, it's a passed ball. 14 and higher, nothing happens. It's a 20, nothing happens. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5, fly ball back there to Jones. Jones will make the catch. And that'll be 1 out. Alfredo will hold. He will hold because the die roll was higher than his base run rating. 1 out, runners on first and second. That's going to bring up Dan. Dan is 0 for 1 today. Struck out his first time up that bat. Strategy roll 13. Marlins are going to stand pat. Infield still at double play depth. And the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2. Column 6, row 2, walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, same as a strikeout plus, we add 10 to the walk range, plus whatever the modifier is for walks. In this case, Dolphin Stadium gives nothing for that, so we're going to add a straight 10. And that makes it a 26, and that'll load the bases. Bases are loading. Here comes Jeremy Hermia. He's 1 for 1 today with a double. The infield is playing in. Now, when the infield plays in, all ranges are a -2, and the base run rating on third is a -2. Strategy roll is a 14, and the Marlins are going to stand pat. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Ground ball to Kent. Kent will make the catch. And are they going to try for the double play? No, they are not. So they are not going for the double play there. And the out will be at first. Alfredo will score. Olson will go to third. Dan goes to second. And with that, it's 2 outs and runners on second and third. And what I do is, for those yes or no's, I take a die, I roll it. If it comes up odd, it's yes. If it comes up even, it is no. So that is how I'm deciding on those yes or on the coin flip plays there. I use a decider die. Jorge Cantu is 0 for 1. Runners on first and second. The Marlins are on the board. And with an RBI single on that one. Strategy roll is a 2, by the way. Marlins are going to stand pat. And here is the pitch. And that'd be a 4-6. Column 4, row 6. That is a double question mark. Single on a 1-4. The 4 is in range, and that'd be good for a base hit. One run will score. Dan goes to third. Will he go home? Does he advance to home? We'll check for runner advancement. He'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 2-6. That is a 4. Dan comes home to score as well. It's a 2-run RBI single by Jorge Cantu, and that brings the Marlins up. It's a 3-0 game. And next up, it's going to be Luis Gonzalez. Gonzalez is 0 for 1 today. Runner on first with 2 outs. The infield is at normal depth, and with that, the base run rating on third gets a +2 when it's at normal depth. And here is the pitch to Gonzalez. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Possible error on a throw. Whose error range are we checking? And that's going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. Fly ball back there to Ether. His range is on a 1-9. Nope, he'll make the catch. It's a fly out, and that will retire the side. So 3 runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and the Marlins will leave 1 stranded after 3. It's Marlins 3, Dodgers nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. It's going to be Jeff Kent, Russell Martin, and James Loney due up for the Dodgers. Top of the 4th, Jeff Kent. Kent is 1 for 1 today with a double. And here's the pitch. And that'd be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, double star 5. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Gonzalez. His range is on a 1-2. It's a 2. He makes the catch. Gonzalez is 3 for 7 on his range plays, and that's 1 out. Russell Martin 0 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, double star, fly ball back there to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will make the catch. And that puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. James Loney. Loney is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5, double question mark, double star on a 1-19. That is a 7. And that's going to be a fly out to Gonzalez. He made all 3 outs. And that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And none left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Mike Roberto, Wes Helms, and Alfredo Asmandia due up for the Marlins. Mike 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Wes Helms is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and the pitch. Helms, 6-6, column 6, row 6. Strikeout plus on a 1-27. That is a 5. Struck him out looking. And that'll put 2 away. And next up, it's going to be Alfredo Asmandia 1-for-1 today with a double and a run scored, and here is the pitch. Alfredo, 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be a wild pitch. Nobody is on, so we're just going to roll for the batter. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Fly ball back there to Kemp. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down as the Dodgers retire the Marlins in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 4, it's Marlins 3, Dodgers nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. It's going to be Andrew Jones, Blake DeWitt, and Chad Billingsley due up for the Dodgers. Andrew Jones is 0-for-1, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dolphin Stadium, and that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, ground ball to the catcher, to Roberto. And that is a 15, no error there. He'll make the catch. Throws it down to Helms, and out number 1. Blake DeWitt, 1-for-1, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. Home run chance on a 1-3. The 15 is too high. It's a double check when it's a home run chance. We got to check first to see if it's in the pitcher's wheelhouse. So that'll be a 1-3. The 15 too high. Nothing there for the home run, and that's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's going to be a base hit down the first baseline. And with that, DeWitt will get on with a base hit. Chad Billingsley. Billingsley is 1-for-1 today. Strategy roll is an 11. The infield's at double play depth. Dodgers are going to stand pat, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, double star, fly ball back there to right field. Hermia will get underneath it, and that'll be out number 2. We go to the top of the order. Rafael Foucault, 0-for-2 today. Strategy roll is an 11. Dodgers are going to stand pat. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-8. The 18 is too high. Foucault, 2-5, column 2, row 5. Ground ball up the mound to Olsen. Will make the catch there. Throws it to first base. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Dodgers will leave 1 stranded. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Scott Olsen, Hanley Ramirez, and Dan Uglia due up for the Marlins. Scott Olsen walked his last time up and has a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a blank. Olsen, 5-5, column 5, row 5. Ground ball to second base. Kent will make the catch there. And that'll put 1 away. We go to the top of the order. Hanley Ramirez, who is 0-for-2 today. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. And Dan Uglia, 0-for-1 today with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a strikeout. No home run yet because Chad is not tired. So when the pitcher is tired, we do rely on the brackets. But for right now, he is not tired, so it's a strikeout. And that'll be on a 1-17. That is a 7. Struck him out! And that will retire the side. And that retires the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Dodgers retire the Marlins in order. 3 up, 3 down. After 5, it's Marlins 3, Dodgers nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Andre Ether, Matt Kemp, and Jeff Kent due up for the Dodgers. Taking a look here at Scott Olson. Olson can face 7 more batters before he is considered tired. Andre Ether is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Double star 5, fly ball back there to Gonzalez. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Matt Kemp, 0 for 2 today, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, strikeout on a 1-17. That is an 8. Struck him out. And that is the first strikeout of this game for Scott Olson. And with that, 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Jeff Kent. Kent is 1 for 2 with a double. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a walk on a 1-8. The 10 is too high. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Power hit to Hermania. On a 1-7, it's a double. 8-11, it's a triple. 12-13, it's going to be a flyout. That's a 3. That's going to be good for a double. And with that, Hermania will make the catch, throws it into second base to Dan, where Kent will hold, and he gets on with a double. Two outs, that's going to bring up Russell Martin. Strachey rolls a 16. Russell is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Infield normal depth. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6 at the ballpark. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a blank. Now, on a blank, off the ballpark card, it is a rare play. And there were 3 blanks on that. So, what is the rare play? And it is a sinker liner into left field to the left fielder, which dies short. Resolve as a range play for the fielder. If caught, has chance to double up the closest runner. Unsuccessful range play by Luis Gonzalez as the ball gets to the wall. Luis Gonzalez chased down by the ball and throws out Russell Martin at third. And that will retire the side on that. He is thrown out at third. So 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. The Dodgers do get on the board with 1 run. And none left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Jeremy Hermania, Jorge Cantu, and Luis Gonzalez due up for the Marlins. Jeff Kent with the score there. Martin will be credited for the RBI. Jeremy Hermania, 1 for 2 today with a double and an RBI. Chad can also face 7 more batters before he is considered tired. And here is the pitch. Jeremy Hermania, 1 for 2 today, and the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Strikeout plus on a 1-27. That is a 7. Struck him out. 1 away, Jorge Cantu. Cantu is 1 for 2 today with 2 RBIs. And the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1-12, the 18 is too high. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a base hit to Ether, who'll make the catch. And that'll put a runner on. Strategy roll is a 2, and that's going to be a hit and run here. Now, hit and runs work like this. All ground double play ratings will get a -2. All base run ratings will get a +2. All home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half or round those down. All lineouts are double plays with the exception of the error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Luis Gonzalez is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 10. The 12 is too high. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star 3. Ground ball to DeWitt. He'll make the catch. And we'll check for double play. It is a 4. 0 from that. Kent makes it a -1. Ground double play rating is a 1, and when balls are hit to third base, the pivot being second, for a left-handed batter, we'll add the D-roll. So I will roll 1d6 against that double play rating there. That is a 1. The 4 is too high, and the rule says if the roll is greater than the runner on first, it is a force out at second. So Conchu will get forced out at second. And with that, Gonzalez will get on by fielder's choice. Mike Roberto is up. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 2. The Marlins are going to stand pat. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's going to be a pop-up to Lonely. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Marlins. After 6, it's Marlins 3, Dodgers 1. We go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Russell Martin, James Lonely, and Andrew Jones due up for the Dodgers. Scott Olsen can face 3 more batters. Bullpen for the Marlins is starting to warm up there. Martin 1 for 3 today with a double and an RBI, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 9. The 14 is too high. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Fly ball back there to Armenia. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. James Lonely is 0 for 2 today, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 11. The 15 is too high. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Ground ball down to the shortstop, Ramirez. He'll make the catch. And that will put 2 away. Andrew Jones is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Range play at the ballpark. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a base hit to the right fielder, to Asbania. His range is on a 1 to 3. It's a 4. He can't make the catch. And with that, Jones will get on with a base hit. And with that, Scott Olsen is now tired. Blake DeWitt is up. He's 2 for 2 today. Now, when the pitcher is tired, if we roll a 4-1, a 1-5, or a 6-2, he will get pulled. And it's going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a range play. By the way, the strategy roll was a 10. The Dodgers are going to stand pat. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1, double star 5. Fly ball back there to Gonzalez. His range is on a 1-2. It's a 3, and then we'll check. So he can't make the catch there. It's going to, on a 5-20, it's a single. And with that, he can't make the catch. So that'll put runners on first and second. We'll check to see if Jones picks up an extra base. Base run rating from first to third is going to be a -3. That is a 1. The die roll is a 3. And the rule says if the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the runner will advance. Otherwise, they hold. So he will hold. And that'll bring up Chad Billingsley. 1 for 2 today. Strategy roll is a 4. Billingsley going to stand pat. That's going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a fly ball out there to right field. Romania's range is on a 1-4. It's a 1. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And the Dodgers will strain to pair. We go to the bottom of the 7th as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." It's Wes Helms, Alfredo Asmongia, and Scott Olson due up for the Marlins. Let's take a look at the box score real quick after 6.5 had been played here at Dolphin Stadium. The Dodgers scored one run in the 6th. It's 1 run on 8 hits with no errors. The Marlins scored 3 runs back in the 3rd inning. It's 3 runs on 4 hits for them with no errors. 12 hits between both teams. And with that, Chad Billingsley can face 3 more batters before he is considered tired. It's 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Marlins. Wes Helms is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, possible error on a ground ball. And that'd be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, double star 2, and that's going to be a fly ball back there to Jones. Jones will make the catch. And that'll put one away. Alfredo Asmongia is 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a strike. It's a possible error. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's a single to Jones. Jones's error range is on a 1-2. It's an 8. No error there. And with that, Alfredo will get on with a base hit. Next up, it's going to be Scott Olson. Olson not going to take the hit here. So Olson's going to come out of the game, and they are going to bring in Cody Ross. Cody Ross going to come in to pinch hit. Ross is batting a .405. Strategy roll is an 11. Marlins are going to stand pat, infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a walk. On a 1-9, that is a 6, and that'll be good for a walk. So that'll put runners on first and second. We go to the top of the order. Hanley Ramirez, 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 3. Chad Billingsley now tired. Bullpen for the Dodgers starting to warm up, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5. That is a strikeout plus on a 1 to 21. That is a 10. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Dan Uglia is 0 for 2 with a walk, 2 strikeouts, and a run. Strategy roll is a 13, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a double question mark single on a 1 to 4. The 8 is too high. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Fly ball back there to Ether. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Marlins will strand a pair. Week after 7, it's Marlins 3, Dodgers 1. We go to the top of the 8th, and it's the top of the order. Rafael Foucault, Andrew Ether, and Matt Kemp due up for the Marlins. For the Dodgers, sorry. For the Dodgers. And with that, the Marlins do have a new pitcher on the mound, and they are going with Logan Kinsing. Logan will come into the game with a 7.20 ERA, no wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 10 innings, allowed 10 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Scott Olson, he went 7 innings, allowed 8 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, and ERA of a 5.08. So with that, top of the order, 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Dodgers. We do have a couple changes here. Cantu is going to come out at 3rd, and they're going to bring over. Yep. So with that, at 3rd, Cantu is going to come out. At 3rd, Alfredo is going to take over at 3rd. And then at center field, they're going to bring in Cameron. Cameron Maben will take over at center field. That is the changes they're going to make. And they are going to do a double switch here. So Maben and Alfredo are going to swap positions in the lineup. So with that, Alfredo will now move to 3rd. Maben out there in center field. Gonzalez still going to stay out there in right field for right now. It's the top of the order. Foucault is 0 for 3 today. Foucault going to take the hit. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. And that's going to be a walk plus on a 1 to 26. That is a 5, and that's going to be good for a walk. So they're going to walk Foucault. Strategy roll is a 3. That's going to be a steal attempt. They are going to send him. It's a 7, and he'll steal second. Andrew Ether is 0 for 3, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Wild pitch on a 1 to 12. It's a wild pitch, 13 to 14 passed ball. It's a 12. It's a wild pitch. And that'll move Foucault over to 3rd. And here is the pitch to Ether. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. Fly ball back there to center field. Maben will get underneath it. Makes the catch, and that is going to be a sacrifice play. On a sac play, we roll 1d6 if it's less than or equal to the SF rating of the batter, plus the MOD. The runner scores. That is a 4. And the Dodgers now make this a 1-run game. One out. Matt Kemp is up. Kemp is 0 for 3 today. Kemp going to take the hit. And that'll be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-2. Column 6, row 2. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle to Kingston. He'll make the catch. And tosses that over to Helms for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Jeff Kent. Kent is 2 for 3 today with 2 doubles and a run scored. 2 outs, nobody on, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-6, the 18 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3, power hit to Romania. On a 1-4, it's a single. 5-14, it's a double. 15-20, it's a flyout. It's a 10, that's going to drop in for a double. And it hops off the wall. Armenia goes to catch it, throws it in. Ramirez will cut it off, and they'll hold Kent at second. And with that, Russell Martin is up. Martin 1 for 4 with a double and an RBI. Strategy roll is a 10, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a walk plus. On a 1-29, that is a 12, and that's going to be good for a walk. And with that, Kinsing is done. So they're going to make that call to the bullpen, and this time they're going to bring in Pinto. Pinto is going to try to get that last out here. So Pinto will come into the game with a 1.17 ERA. He's got 1 win and no losses. He's pitched 7 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Kinsing, he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 1 wild pitch, and still at an ERA of a 7.57, but responsible for the runners on second and first. James Lonely, 0 for 3. Strategy roll is a 5. Lonely, gonna take the hit. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 2-6, sorry. Column 2, row 6. Strikeout plus on a 1-21. That is a 9. Struck him out. And with that, that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on. We go 2 left on, sorry. And 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be Jeremy Hermania, Alfredo Asmongia, and Luis Gonzalez due up for the Marlins. And with that, the Dodgers have a new pitcher on the mound. And with that, they're going to bring in Joe Bimmel. Joe Bimmel is going to come in to pitch here in the bottom of the 8th. Bimmel will come in the game with a 1.29 ERA. He's got no wins and no losses. He's pitched 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Chad. Chad went 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, and an ERA of a 2.33. Logan Rhino Pinto, who went 1/3 of an inning there, picks up 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 1.13. So 3, 4, and 5 due up in the lineup. No changes on the Dodgers defense. They're going to stay as is. And with that, Jeremy Hermania, 1 for 3 today with a double, strikeout, and an RBI. Going to take the hit, and here's the pitch. And that'd be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Possible error on a throw. And whose error range are we checking? 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a base hit down the first baseline to Lonely. His error range is on a 1 to 6. It's a 19, so there's no error there. And with that, Jeremy is on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 20, and anytime a 20 is rolled on the strategy die, it is a pickoff attempt. On a 1 to 4, it's a balk. 5 to 12, it's a pickoff error. 13 to 20, nothing happens. It's a 13, nothing happens. So Jeremy is fine. Alfredo, 2 for 3 today with a double and a run scored, and here is the pitch. Infield, by the way, is at double play depth. And that'd be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a blank. And that'd be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Power hit to Jones. On a 1, it's a single. 2 to 6, it's a double. It's a 7, it's a fly out. Jones will make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Luis Gonzalez, 0 for 3 today. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll is a 6. Joe can face 1 more batter before he is considered tired. And that'd be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. That is a blank. And that'd be a 1-5. Column 1, row 5. It's a double to Jones. And it's a 1-hopper off the wall. Strategy roll is a 1. We'll take a look at the 6 in just a second, but it tells us to take a look at the second die. And on both of these, it says the lead runner advances. So Hermania will advance. Now then, we'll take a look here. The base run rating is a 1. The die roll is a 4. And the rule says if the roll is higher, the trailing runner holds. Gonzalez will hold. It's an RBI double, and the Marlins will take a 2-run lead. It's 4-2. And with that, bullpen for the Dodgers is starting to warm up. Strategy rolls a 4. They're going to give them a 1 more batter. And Mike Roberto is 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. And here is the pitch. Runner on second. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a wild pitch. On a 1 to 7 wild pitch. 8 to 9, it's a passed ball. It's an 11, nothing happens. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a ground ball to Foucault. He'll make the catch. And the out will be at first. Gonzalez will stay on that. So when balls are hit to, runners will advance with balls hit to the shortstop or the pitcher. If the BR of the runner beats the D6, otherwise they hold. It does not. And that'll put 2 outs. They're going to leave him in. Wes Helms is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll 5, and here is 15. And here is the pitch. And that'd be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a blank. And that'd be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. It's a double to Ether. Smacks a double. With that, Gonzalez will score. It's an RBI double for Wes Helms. It's 5-2 Dodgers. and the Marlins will have a 3-run lead. And with that, Joe Bimmel comes out of the game. So with that, the skipper comes back out, and they are going to go with Corey Wade. Wade will come up. And Wade, no ERA. He's got no wins and no losses. He's pitched 10 innings, allowed 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Joe Bimmel. Bimmel went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, and an ERA of a 3.51. Cameron Maybin is up, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. It's a strikeout plus. On a 1-25, that is a 1. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And the Marlins will leave 1 stranded. After 8, it's Marlins 5, Dodgers 2. We go to the top of the 9th. It's Andrew Jones, Blake DeWitt, and Corey Wade due up for the Dodgers. Will we see some 9th inning magic? And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Marlins, as Pinto will come out, and they are going to go with Kevin Gregg. Gregg will come into the game with an ERA of a .90. No wins and no losses. He does have 7 saves, 10 innings pitched, allowed 7 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Pinto. He went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 1.13. We'll take a look at the box score after 8 had been played here at Dolphin Stadium. The Dodgers scored a run in the 6th and a run in the 8th. 2 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Marlins scored 3 runs back in the 3rd inning, 2 runs in the 8th. It's 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. And with that, no changes as well to the defense. Andrew Jones is 1 for 3. Jones is going to take the hit and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1-21, that is an 8. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away, and that'll bring up Blake DeWitt. DeWitt going to take the hit. He's 3 for 3 today, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, strikeout plus. On a 1-23, that is a 10. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away, and that'll bring up Corey Wade. Corey Wade not going to take the hit here. The Dodgers are down to the last out. Mark Sweeney going to come in to pinch hit. Sweeney is batting a 111. Final out for the Dodgers. And the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a strikeout plus. On a 1-28, that is a 3. Struck him out. And that is the ball game as the Florida Marlins defeat the Los Angeles Dodgers of a final score of 5-2. No runs, no hits, and no errors as the Marlins retire the Dodgers in order. Final line score coming right up. So the Florida Marlins defeat the Los Angeles Dodgers today. Final score of 5-2. Dodgers 2 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Marlins 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Scott Olsen will pick up the win. He'll go to 2-1. Chad Billingsley will pick up the loss. He'll go to 2-2. Kevin Gregg picks up his 8th straight save. Let's take a look at the stats. Here's Scott Olsen, 7 innings, allowed 8 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 5.08. Chad Billingsley, who picks up the loss, he went 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.33. Corey Wade, the last pitcher up for the Dodgers, he went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 strikeout, no ERA there. And Kevin Gray will pick up his 8th save. He went 1 inning, allowed 3 strikeouts, an ERA of a .82. So that's going to do it for us here at Dolphin Stadium, as the Los Angeles Dodgers will drop to 17-10, and the Florida Marlins will improve to 15-12. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. Remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye.